Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. What's going on, y'all? What in the world? Okay, now we're back. Now we're back. Okay. Um. Oh boy, Chrissy and Sarge Willie Pete. All right, so we're gonna go through it. We're gonna go through it. Um. You know. Okay. So Chrissy reviews, and we're gonna cover why we're covering this. Chrissy reviews the Cheesecake Factory incident, which is proven to be a skit, right? Okay. Shout out to Chrissy for being the person to kind of bring this to us, right? Um yeah, so it looks like it was a skit. All right, cool. Um Sarge Willie Pete reviews it, and Sarge Willie Pete goes into, his normal, well, y'all messing with the pookies and y'all not doing the right things to, end up with these type of guys that's gonna afford you this lifestyle anyway. I want to pause right here and say something that I've been wanting to say to Sarge for a very long time, which Sarge might have even said in his, Sarge been making videos forever, so creating content forever. But Sarge, no, black women have sex with, and women have sex with who they want to have sex with, whether pookie or not. Most black women that have sex with Pookie are not exclusively having sex with Pookie. That's not the only type of man that they're usually physically attracted to. They're attracted to anyone that will make the Johnny tingle. It's that simple. It really is that simple, right? What we're dealing with is what it looks like when women are free and liberated. They do what they want to do, how they want to do it. The only problem is they want someone else to pay the cost, to deal with the fallout, right? What do we say about the capitalists? They want to privatize the gains but socialize the losses, and there you go, right? So yeah, these women usually aren't exclusively attracted to the quote unquote pookies. They're just attracted to what they're attracted to, whether it might be a square. It might be a square. And right now, especially with the Chrissies of the world and this interracial luxury movement crap that she got going on, yeah, it's any man physically, right? But definitely any man that'll pay the bills, preferably a white man, because it comes with being the wife or the girlfriend of a white man, right? So they get some extra boost in status because they're being obviously validated by a white man on a white dominated planet in a white supremacist society. So there's that also, right? So we just got to be honest about that, Sarge. Like, look, these women are doing what they want to do because they want to do it, right? There is nothing that black men can or can't do, because at the end of the day, even if every black man in America was kick ass, the problem is, like you've said before, Sarge, and I completely 100% agree, and I've said it in my own right before I started listening to you. The problem is for many black women, black men haven't won a race war and then put black women as the beauty standard and then beat it into everybody's head that black women, in Chrissy's case, dark-skinned black women, are now the beauty standard, right? That's the issue with this, and the luxury movement thing, right? We're gonna get to the Cheesecake Factory conversation and how Chrissy said, Cheesecake Factory is essentially, that's not a first date type of thing. Okay, whoa, and you know what? Actually, let's get into that. Let's actually get into that. Chrissy, you are so disingenuous. Chrissy speaks about everybody wanting to humble black women, even other black women wanting to humble black women, right? And she puts on her little tinfoil hat with this conversation. No, Chrissy, do you realize that women like you have had over a decade speaking on social media, particularly on YouTube? Do you know the crazy type of stuff that has come out your mouth over the past decade? People see you and they hear you, Chrissy. Other black women, black men, non-black people. It's very interesting. Like, Chrissy, didn't you have a few years ago in your own comments, because Mr. Z read it, and you're not gonna forget after I say this. Didn't you have to calm a black woman down, a young black woman who said it's millionaire or nothing? And didn't you even have to create content and say, whoa, 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 I don't know about that. That's putting the bar maybe a little too high. Didn't you have to do that? It's very interesting watching these people like come face to face with what their rhetoric sounds like or how it's hitting other people's ears, and then be like, whoa, that's not what I'm saying. It's like, no, yes, that is what you're saying. If other people outside of that circle that circle jerk, or at least, and I guess in women's cases and black women's cases, that circle flick, flick of the click, that circle flick that y'all got going on, if you see outside of that echo chamber, outside of that bubble that you occupy, that other people are interpreting your words a certain way, then guess what? That's how you sound. So it's not that other people outside of that little black woman empowerment luxury movement are trying to humble you. Y'all sound crazy, especially in this economy right now. I was just watching a CNBC segment about Walmart and grocery stores, and they saying how even upper middle class people are starting to do some of their grocery shopping in Walmart because the finances are tight. And yet Chrissy talking about luxury movement in this environment. Y'all sound crazy, Chrissy. It's not that people are trying to humble you. Wait, she really is doing the whole me against the world. Who you think you are, Tupac? It's Chrissy and the other quote-unquote black women empowerment women, the luxury movement women, versus the world, because the rest of the world's trying to humble them, including other black women. Y'all sound crazy. And y'all took the myth of white womanhood, and man, I don't know. You know what? Ed is right. This is like clinical. Like this is insanity. This is clinical. BGS. No, it's not. It's no longer the myth of white womanhood. They took the myth of white womanhood, I don't know, and turbocharged it. Right? They took the myth of white womanhood and turbocharged it. They sound absolutely insane. They took intersectionality and turbocharged it. They took standpoint theory and turbocharged it, right? No one could tell these people, no one other than a dark-skinned, heavy-set, broad-nosed, 4C, kinky hair person could tell black women anything. And then even if you do, then they're going to call you a mammy or self-hating or black male identified or any one of these other pejoratives and tropes. Y'all sound insane. You're out of touch. Talking about, oh, everybody's trying to humble y'all. No, dear black women, to be honest with you, the only people that really care and that's paying attention to black men and some other black women outside the black community, ain't nobody care about what y'all got going on. And even most black people that's not on social media like that don't even hear how crazy y'all sound. You swear somebody, man. She really thinks somebody trying to humble her. Ain't nobody trying to humble you, Chrissy. Y'all sound crazy. Ooh, I know. Let's talk about luxury movement and luxury dating and how Cheesecake Factory is in a first date level type of venue. Let's talk about that in the middle of stagflation, inflation, greedflation. Right? Y'all sound crazy, Chrissy. That's why. That's why people are looking at us y'all like crazy. By the way, Chrissy, this is why y'all had an issue with Kevin Samuels. Let's not pretend. It's not what he said as much as what women said when they went on his show. And Chrissy, you are right. You know, when you go to some of these nicer venues, Mr. Z has been, it's all different type of women dressed all different type of ways, with all different type of men dressed all different type of ways. You're absolutely correct about that. But what does that have to do with you being a complete a-hole delusional person? Right? Or are you really delusional? Are you not just selling your subscribers and followers on fantasy? Per your own words, mind you. What you thought, Mr. Z, didn't remember you saying that a few years ago? Are you not just selling your subscribers fantasy for a couple of dollars? What did you say about the ripple? Well, if we're doing it for the money, then y'all doing it too. So are you admitting that you're doing it for the money? But that's what I heard. So are you selling your subscribers fantasy BS for the money, Chrissy? From my understanding, you do have a degree in marketing, right? Who else but you? Now we talking swirler luxury dating in the middle of stagflation. I'm not saying that nobody got no money, but if CNBC, you know, the white folks, the only people you listen to, outside of dark skin, heavy set, broad nose, kinky hair, black women, right? If the white folks are saying, yeah, we're upper middle class, but we're gonna have to do some of this grocery shopping at Walmart because these things are tight. And then Chrissy turns around and says, yeah, about that. We're gonna be doing our luxury dating stuff over here because, you know, black men are dusties, right? You know, black men are dusty, so we're gonna do our luxury dating thing over here to the side. With who? Uh-oh. Right? This is just absolute insanity. And you know, Chrissy goes on to say how this is not a good look for black women and black, you know, and I agree. And even other black women are trying to humble black women because they don't think black women are attractive enough, or they don't think that these other black women are deserving. This is not a conversation about deserving or not deserving. Y'all sound insane. You have taken intersectionality and just y'all broke the knob. Y'all turned intersectionality so much you broke the knob. Y'all have so over glorified the position of white women, you have broke the knob. Because y'all swear white women get away with anything. You know what it is? It's an over worship, not even worship, an over worship of white women's position and what you think they get to do, how they get to act, what they get away with. And we all know the snobby ass white woman. We live in the same country. We done been around her before. We done been around the entitled brat before. But black women think there's no consequences to that. Black women like Yanni, obviously Yanni, sorry Yanni, Chrissy, right? Black women like Chrissy think, or they forget that they've been on the internet. Chrissy, you've been on the internet for what, 7 years now? 7 years? 7, 8 years? You've been making this type of content for what? This type of colorist, pseudo, black women need to do better, advance, and date out, and what, for 6? For 7, 6? Chrissy, you had to pull one of your own subscribers and be like, okay, yeah, I don't know about exclusively dating millionaires. I mean, oh, okay, all right. Yeah, you're going a little too far. But she's getting that from you, man. Look, man. Oh my God, yo, this is why I'm careful with my content. What I put out there, I'm not gonna have no 17-year-old boy, no 23-year-old young man be like, yeah, I got that from Z. No, you didn't. These young ladies that have been subscribed to y'all for the better part, you, Paris, Yanni, for 5, 6 years, they sound crazy, and then y'all like, oh, I don't know where she got that from. She got it from you. That's why I keep on calling them your ideological children. These are your ideological children. And even with that, you still think that people are trying to humble black women. Y'all sound crazy. People, this is what it is, to be 100% honest. Y'all go onto these talk shows, or you, Chrissy, you go on the internet, you talk crap in general about income status, all this other stuff. People feel offended, and then they start going at y'all, and then y'all like, what? What did I say? You trying to humble me? No, you came in the door talking crap. You imagine it's like, okay, you walk into the barbershop saying F everybody, and you're not smirking, you're not joking, you mean it. F everybody. And then when individual people start going at you, start talking about your tape line or lack thereof, your patchy beard, right? Your unironed clothes, your out of date shoes, etc. Then you're like, wait, what did I say? You walked in the door saying F everybody. Y'all trying to humble me. Dear black women, we get it. Fine, you're not white women. Get over it. Y'all are so incensed that you're not upper middle class white women. You think you could be snarky, mean, rude to everyone. You mad at the world because you're not upper middle class white women. And Ebony K. Williams telling you, yeah, I'm kind of part of this class now, and it ain't all what you think it is. You got to make some concessions up this way. Right? You know who's been good throughout their life and they done messed up? Tia Mowry. Right? There's a couple of black women that'll tell you, actually, it ain't what you think it is. It ain't what you think it is up here. Upper middle class, rich, even wealthy, it ain't what you think it is. Huh? Alexa, cue up the video of Beyonce thanking Jay-Z for the woman that she is. Oops. It ain't what you think it is, Chrissy. You think you're going to be that sassy, that a-hole, right? That slick, and then marry a uber baller man? Where's the wedding ring, Chrissy? You've been swirling for how long? So no, Charles. I'm just a Charles. No, Sarge. I don't know what Mrs. Z got going on today. But no, Sarge, these women want to do what they want to do, how they want to do it. Sometimes they're attracted to square brothers. Sometimes they're attracted to the Pookie. It don't matter. They just want you to pay. Somebody gonna have to pay this bill. Shout out to Black Uru. What he said, somebody gonna pay for these O's. Right? That's all the ladies want. Somebody to pay their way, pay the way for women to, and black women specifically, to do what they want to do, how they want to do it, and not just make mistakes. Purposely go the wrong way and have somebody bail them out, because that's what they think white women get away with. Black women like Chrissy are convinced that white women get to do, be, act however they want, look however they want, and still magically end up with ballerific ass white men. Right? Forget environment, forget socioeconomics, forget all of that. Forget neighborhood, forget diction, forget education, forget familial background, all of that. Right? And she swears she's saying something. What are you saying, Chrissy? What are you saying? Don't tell us, don't limit us, don't tell us what we can't do. Fine, go do what you want to do. People act like they could punch and not get punched back. Y'all walking around like y'all the only people with fists. Chrissy, dear black women that are subscribed to Chrissy, that are followers of Chrissy, y'all could do whatever y'all want to do. You could do whatever you want to do, how you want to. Live the life you want to live, how you want to live it. Have fun getting men to be your safety net, though. And I didn't just say black men. I said men. Chrissy gonna keep on selling y'all on these mythical, magical, non-black men, white men. and y'all not gonna be paying attention to what white men got going on right now, and y'all gonna run right into the buzzsaw of the vast majority of them are extra average. Once again, the median household income this year is $75,000 a year. Y'all keep on thinking white people got it together like that. I want y'all to find out the worst way they don't. To be frank with you, and I hope God bless y'all with a mixed black son that looks black. Oh, I don't want your son to look like Logic. Your son got to look like J. Cole, at least. Right? Because Chrissy is not dumb. She's selling fantasy, man. She's selling fantasy. And it wouldn't even matter as much if she wasn't selling fantasy on the backs of black men. Acting like everybody in the world is out to get her and her subscribers, and every time someone says, I don't know, black women, here come Chrissy, don't tell us what to do. Every time somebody says, I don't know, they're trying to humble us. They're trying to use these messed up situations of interracial relationship to humble us. Right? So, okay, this thing is a skit, but we know this type of thing happens, right? And even Chrissy backs it up, because Chrissy just said, okay, Cheesecake Factory is not first date level. Okay, wow, that's new news to me, but okay, fine. Cheesecake Factory, hear ye, dear all men, but specifically black men, and even more specifically black men of the black manosphere. Hear ye. Cheesecake Factory is no longer first date level because it doesn't cost, I don't know, $500. Because you know they got to try to break your wallet, right? Shout out to Better You. What you said, homegirl said, this ain't gonna hurt you, is it? That's not too much, is it? Right? Hear ye, dear men, from now on, dear men all across the West, dear American men, dear black men, even specifically black men in the black manosphere. The first date now is a woman trying to break your wallet. If you ain't know, now you know. The first date now is not to try to get to know the person, see what their interests are, right? Get a bit of their familial background and everything like that, right? The first date is no longer favorite color conversation and favorite movie and what's your favorite song and what genre of music do you really listen to, and you know, if you were to win the lottery, what would you do with the money? No. First date, nope. See how she interacts with the waiter? Nope. Now the first date is about her trying to break your wallet. Right? If you didn't know, now you know. So all restaurants, wait a minute. Don't we have a map of how much dates cost per state? Uh-oh. Isn't there maps floating around how much dates cost per state? Yikes. Did we see any map with 500 and 600 and, you know, 450 and $400 dates? Uh-oh. It ain't looking good, everyone. It ain't looking good. So Chrissy is telling us Cheesecake Factory is not first date level, because spending, you know, $120 on a first date. So we're no longer on what Tom Likas and them and what Corey Holcomb say and stuff like that. $40 dates. $40 date. What is that? Right? Now we in the era of Negro. If you're not at least breaking 250, you ain't saying nothing. Huh. So why did I call this the black tax? Why is my title the black tax? Yes, Sarge. Yes, it's the black tax. Because Sarge, she got to try to break your wallet as a black man. I mean, you're not a white man. She got to try to break your wallet as a black man. You're not a white man. Right? No one has ever really questioned what anti-blackness look like coming from black women. We don't have, excuse me, articles and news, articles and news segments and think pieces about what anti-blackness looks like coming from black women. What does anti-blackness look like coming from black women levied onto black men? We haven't had a community-wide conversation about that. You don't see very smart brothers putting out articles about black women like Chrissy. Uh-oh. Right? All you supposed leftists and liberals and not really liberals, but leftists, all you supposed progressives, all you supposed socialists, Marxists. I don't hear y'all saying nothing about the Chrissies, right? Who have boiled men down. Men are human beings too. Who have boiled men down to nothing but walking wallets, walking ATM machines. I don't see y'all doing nothing. I don't see no think pieces, no video essays, no articles, no anything. Huh? While she hides behind this colorism talk. Where's the wedding ring from the non-black man, Chrissy? Huh. So, you know, Sarge, it's not. When you listen to Chrissy speak, first you have to understand how disingenuous much of her arguments are. Number one. Number two, how it's just not feasible what she's saying. It's just the numbers just they don't the numbers don't math. The math don't math. The numbers don't add up, the math don't math. Even for the tens of thousands of people that frequent her videos and the couple 100,000 subscribers she have, the math don't math even if they date out. It just don't math. So we are put in the position to just see people as watching Chrissy just to get off on her talking crap about black men because we all know that this is not going to work for the 95% of them. It's just not. Men don't got it like that, including white and Latino and Asian men. They just don't got it like that. They don't. Right? It's crazy to watch Chrissy and then click the CNBC link, right? And by the way, the CNBC video I'm speaking about, it's in my community tab. Shout out to Black Uru. Y'all will see why. I made a comment for those of you that read the comment that I made above the video, and y'all remember a conversation me, Black Uru, and a certain somebody from that frequents the Black Manosphere had on the Roger Report's channel some a little while ago, some 7-8 months ago at this point, maybe 6. No, more like 7-8 months ago, maybe. Yeah, right. But for me to watch that CNBC clip where they're speaking about even upper middle class and or trending upper class people are starting to do more grocery shopping at Walmart because the finances are a little tight right now. And then for Chrissy to then turn around and say Cheesecake Factory is not first date level, right? It's just fascinating. It's the same thing I say before. Even COVID-19 couldn't get these people to. No, you know what? And somebody said humble. Let me see. Let me read that comment. Let me see if I can find it. Because no, Chrissy, it's not black men trying to humble you. The environment's like, yo, you sound crazy. Let me see if somebody said. There we go. There go Indigo Flow. Indigo Flow says, nah, we ain't trying to humble you. That's God trying to talk to y'all, but y'all don't listen to him either. Indigo, for real. For real. Hey, God, the universe, whatever you believe in, is like, wait a minute. There's like financial stuff going on that blue-green dot. Right? Third from the sun, blue-green dot. In the human titled Milky Way galaxy. Right? And yet there's certain people on that blue-green dot in this country called America calling other people from their own group dusty. Right? Saying these people are trying to humble them. No, look at the environment. Right? For us to come out of COVID, right? Because these people were talking like this literally in the middle of COVID-19. You gotta know these people do not care about what's going on in the world. I promise you, if Chrissy could magically find a way to have internet connection in the middle of Armageddon, she would be saying the same thing. If Chrissy could have internet connection in the middle of Armageddon, she would be saying the same thing. Now y'all go out there and go get y'all a high value white man. Because these niggers are colorist a-holes. Right? You got to give it to her. She stick to her guns no matter what. Her bitter ass. Right? Wow. In the middle of what's going on. What's the interest rate right now? Right? We finding out more and more how many of these white dudes are living off of their parents, even if they're not living at home with their parents. How many? What I was watching, and they were speaking about how many adult. Oh yeah, Tone Talks covered that, right? How many adults, their parents are still paying for stuff. White folks, Asian folks, some Latinos, a handful of black people. Their 20s, 30s, 40s, their parents are still making major purchases. Didn't I say that years ago? Dear black women, when you go on a date with that white dude, when he pull out that credit card, see what name is on it. Make sure it's not his dad's name or his mom's name. What you talking about? Y'all don't know. Y'all don't care to know. Y'all just want the lifestyle. And you want the lifestyle way more than is actually available, not just to you, but to any women. Right? Detroit is killing me. Most white women can't even get this lifestyle. And y'all are so adamant about it. That's the thing. That's what has everybody laughing their ass off. It's not, nobody's trying to humble you, Chrissy. First of all, get out your, man, you smelling your own farts. I promise you. I don't know how much more self-centered can you be? You think people are trying to humble you? Most people don't even know who you are. You think people are trying to humble black women because when black women are being too loud? Yeah, y'all are definitely being too loud. That's for sure. But most people aren't going out of their way to humble you. Now, if a humbling experience happens to you in front of them, oh yeah, they're gonna get their 5 chuckles in. But most people are not going out of their way to humble black women. Stop. Exactly. Exactly, Eric. And Eric Deadman says, Mr. Z, they know white men don't have it like that. They just use that to beat black men over the head with. Exactly. Exactly. Now, does that mean no white men don't got it like that? No, there's a handful. There's some. But let's be very clear. Once again, like Eric said, this is just a gaslighting technique. This is just to beat up on black men because black men ain't build this and you ain't do that. Da, 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 da. Once again, median household income $75,000 a year. I didn't say what white men make by themselves. I said all of Americans, median household. That means literally smack dab in the middle, half above, half below. It's not even really 75. It's 74 and some change. Mr. Z is saying 75 because it's a nice number. $75,000 a year right now. Huh. You let Chrissy tell it. A good 80% of the male population in America, I didn't just say black, are dusties. So, Chrissy, are you saying that America should make polygamy legal then? Because let's have it. Let polygamy be legal so all of you women fight for the top 20% of men. And the ones of you that say, I'm not fighting, y'all could go eat some vagina somewhere. Chrissy over here defecating on black men, insulting black men. Meanwhile, white society's like, ring the alarms. The white men are not even dating anymore. They're not interested. Uh-oh. Ring the alarm. Young millennial men and Gen Z, the oldest of Gen Z, are like, yeah, we're not even interested in dating. We're not even trying to talk to women. That's a good one. That's a good one, Detroit. That's a good one. Kevin Samuels, Tony Stark. That's a good one. All right. So while we have black women insulting, belittling black men, talking about what they're not gonna settle for, talking about who's dusty, talking about Cheesecake Factory. Now that's the craziest part, right? That's not first date level, right? Talking about who's trying to humble them, etc., etc. Outside of what's her name, Christine Elba? Oh no, it wasn't Elba. It was what was the name of the young African sister? I forgot her last name. Christine Imba. There we go. Christine Imba. There we go. Haha, remembered. Right? Outside of her, how many other black women are like, actually, this is way bigger than just black men? Y'all are so hell bent on saying how black boys and black men are defective and deficient, and that's why, shout out to Edward Anderson, that's why we tell y'all to go date out and swirl and divest. Go do it. Because we know what's out there. You may not. Chrissy knows, by the way. We're not talking about Chrissy. All her apparatchiks, her followers, her subscribers, on the other hand, ugh. I think that's the thing that got everybody right. Yeah, Carlton. Yeah, too good for Cheesecake Factory. Everybody's like, wait a minute, right? Everybody's like, wait a minute, Cheesecake Factory? Hold up, wait a minute. How Cheesecake Factory catching strays? Hey, I'm gonna try to check out the Cheesecake Factory's like IG page and see if they say anything. Cheesecake Factory catches strays from black women saying, "Oh, this not a premier establishment. It's not good enough." Right? So we're supposed to go to Grand Lux. That's a step above. Literally same, but a step above. Right? Cheesecake Factory minding their own goddamn business. Right? And then this skit comes out, and then black women commence to, this is not a permit, this is not good enough, this is not first date level. Who goes to Cheesecake Factory? What's wrong with Wow. So yes, for all of you women pretending like y'all don't know what this is, for all of you quote unquote well-meaning women, understand maybe you're not like that. Fine. Maybe even your friends are not like that. Outside of your circle is a whole other circle of women, and that's not just black women, because we remember the what 1/3 of women that admit to going on foodie calls. In other words, they're not interested in the man, but they want to go to that restaurant or they want free food, so they say yes. And that's a third of women admitting they do that. So that means like 70% of women actually do it. Right? But outside of your friend circle, ladies, there are women that use these dates as ways to test a man's wallet and to get free stuff, whether they're interested in him or not. Oh, that's a good one, Indigo. And Indigo says, what if Cheesecake Factory put her up to it? Ah, huh. That's a thought, right? That's an idea. Hey, let's see. But listen, Sarge, I think you just be giving too many passes, Sarge. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think it doesn't matter outside of winning a race war. It doesn't matter. Black women are just going to complain. They're just mad that they're not upper middle class white women and above, rich and wealthy white women. They want to look down on other people. That's what it's about. They want to brag. They want to humble brag, right? They want to tell other people how they not on their level. That's what this is about. It's not about Pookie. It's not about none of that dusty stuff. That's all gaslighting. What Chrissy said, not that BS that the manosphere says. Or what are you talking about? Put it this way, Chrissy, we're far more accurate than you are. Huh? Chrissy, let me say this. I'm gonna say straight up. You want to talk about bragging? Mr. Z earns more than I would estimate. Mr. Z earns more than all of the women. Oh, not all the women. Most of the women that are subscribed to you and their white boyfriends. Not combined. Not combined. Huh? You know why I never talk about it? Because it don't matter. Because at the end of the day, it's still insignificant. Right? Because who is Mr. Z on this little blue-green dot? 1 out of 8 billion plus people. I could see if I was going to have my name on buildings and bridges and, you know, have some type of monument erected in my name. These people be extra average ass, insecure, arrested development losers talking about luxury interracial dating. If you don't get your lame ass the hell up out of here. What are you saying? You too can get your white man who's naive and you can push over and take advantage of his wallet. You too can have one. That Chrissy's channel has just boiled down to that. Defending every time someone says, black women, I don't know. Y'all sound sounds a little delusional. And here come Chrissy out of nowhere. Don't tell us what to do. Don't tell us what we should like. Don't. All right. Chrissy's channel has just devolved into interracial luxury dating for dummies. Come out with a book, Chrissy. Come out with a book. Interracial luxury dating for dummies. Luxury swirler dating for dummies. Thank you, Indigo. And Indigo Flow says, imagine being so, and y'all like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Indigo Flow says, imagine being so bereft of character, substance, and genuine self-esteem that you have to put that much significance of how much you make, though. I don't envy any of these people, bruh. Man, I don't either. I don't envy them. It's actually really sad, right? As I said before, we have not had a genuine conversation in the Black community about what integration or assimilation, as far as we've gotten so far, what it's done to the minds of Black women and girls. We haven't had that conversation, right? We haven't had that conversation. We haven't had the conversation about what neoliberal capitalism has done to the minds of Black women and girls, right? And then what that means for Black boys and men. What does it mean when the economists and the social designers and the technocrats told you, no more revolution, go find your humanity through items, right? And then what does that mean once again for Black women and girls? What does it mean for all women and girls specifically in America? But then what does that mean specifically for the Black community? What does that mean? Right? What does it mean to be a darker skinned Black woman who is adamant that every single thing that Black men do is to humble, insult, belittle Black women in their image and likeness? What does that mean for the Black community if Black women like Chrissy are convinced that Black men wake up in the morning like, how can I hurt a Black woman's feelings today? Right? Tapping on their fingers like Mr. Burns. What can I do to hurt a Black woman's feelings today? What can I do to bring her down to size? What can I do to remind her she's not a white woman? Right? Huh. It's interesting listening to Chrissy right now in this economy, in this environment, still talking crazy. Right? Just like we heard with Yanni, right? What's the incentives? I want to be a kept woman of leisure. Right? So there you go, Chrissy. Just there go an idea for you. Come out with the book, Luxury Swirling for Dummies, where you teach darker skinned Black women with West African features how to secure them a ballerific non-Black man, probably white man. Right? So you could sound like the young ladies from that clip from Dennis Sperling's channel saying, you got to be prompt and you got to, wink and nod and smile and laugh at his corny ass jokes and, be flirtatious and et cetera, right? This is the black tax. The black tax is, and the intra-racial black tax on black men is that you get taxed harder than everyone else because you're not a white man. Forget what these weirdos are telling you. Well, we give black men chance after chance. Stop. Right? I cover this to show how out of touch women like Chrissy are. Right? That's why. I cover this to show how delusional, how out of touch black women like Chrissy are. No one is saying that we understand. It's like you have to preface your statements by saying, yes, we get it. Women are hypergamous naturally. We understand. And with that, you can still be delusional. Right? Chrissy, your subscribers oftentimes sound the way they do in the comments because they listen to you. That's why even you sometimes have to be, oh, whoa, you're going too far. Of course. Right? They listen to you. So we have content creators like Chrissy who create content like this regardless and who believe in essentially taxing black men with the black tax because you didn't build them Wakanda. You didn't make them upper middle class white women. So that's what the intraracial black tax on black men is. Then you add on to that um approaching a decade of content from Chrissy and her ilk speaking about how black men just detest dark-skinned black women, right? Black men just detest. Black men are colorists on the level of Nazis, and black men detest dark-skinned black women. So of course, when you come in contact with a Chrissy acolyte, of course they're trying to break your wallet, right? Thank you, Kev C. And Kev C says, right? And thank you for the super sticker also, Kev C. Kev C says, since we're bragging, I'm not in the elite and upper class just yet, but I'm in the upper third of all males in the USA in earnings, education, career, life experience, etc. Man, and Kev C, that's what it is. But the Chrissies of the world, it's still not good enough, right? Which is okay. That's her prerogative. I don't care what Chrissy tells her subscribers outside of finding a way to defecate on black men. So, okay, fine. This is a skit. Black men got their little 5 chuckles out of it. But understand, if you, Chrissy, yourself, you're saying they put this skit out and it's not a good look for black women, and why would a black woman agree to doing this? Fine. They put this skit out. You know what type of response it was going to get. It got that predictable ass response. But no one was going out of their way to humble black women. And that's what make what you did so disingenuous. Okay, it's a skit. And even the young lady from the skit was saying, hey, bro, this exists. This will create a conversation and et cetera, et cetera. I said it a couple weeks ago. People, even other black women, are getting tired of y'all crap, Chrissy. And y'all can't move in silence. You've been too loud for too long. Even other black women are tired. They had secondhand cringe watching y'all go on Kevin Samuel's show night after night talking crazy. And I said y'all, Chrissy, because many of those women were your acolytes, and you know it. Many of those women were you and Yanni and Paris and Cynthia G and Crystal and Karazin, followers and listeners and subscribers, and you know it. And even other black women were getting secondhand cringe. I told y'all, when I said it's not gonna be white men that, I mean, excuse me, when I said it's not gonna be black men that put a foot in y'all ass, it's gonna be white men. I'm right about that. Shout out to Edward Blum. And when I say it's not gonna be black men to regulate y'all for real, it's gonna be other black women. Watch. They're tired of y'all, man. You know what it must feel like to be a black woman in the office and the white homegirl next to you is in her cubicle on lunch break watching a video from one of these weirdo black women that listen to Chrissy, and then she slides you the phone. Hey, what you think about this? Tina, what do you think about this? Keisha, what do you think about this? And it's some weirdo on TikTok or on YouTube that subscribed to Chrissy talking all type of crazy crap. Right? Y'all were too damn loud, and y'all were so loud because you thought white women were living that grand of a life. No one's saying now white women don't have social power. No one's saying they don't. But y'all thought they were living that great of a life. Y'all thought they were that anointed, right? That elevated that y'all were screaming for everyone to hear about how crappy black men are because they didn't put you up there. And even other black women are tired of it. What did the young lady say on Dr. Richie's channel? Rhoda took advantage of the schism and the gender war in the black community. That was like one of the first things out of her mouth. Brickface took advantage of the gender war, and she was like, you could tell she was like, God damn, I fell for that. People hear y'all, Chrissy. Chrissy, what do you think? And this is the problem when y'all don't come back and apologize. Not fine. You don't got to apologize to black men. You should. Even to your own subscribers. Look, man, I ain't going to lie. Dude, when I was in school, dude, I was feeling dark-skinned brother. I was feeling him. He smashed 1-2 times and he ghosted me. Or, we were in the talking stage and I said one thing wrong and then he ghosted me. And ever since then, I've been mad at Negroes. Y'all never come out and say that. Y'all just continue on this road. Or say the truth, Chrissy. Uh-oh, Mr. Z, you could have said, I'm going to say it. I was feeling Sarge Willie Pete, and he wasn't feeling me. Oops. Uh-oh. Right? And ever since then, I'm like, oh, to hell with all you Negroes then. You think you better than me? Right? Y'all know Sarge got his little suburban black man thing on. Y'all know, Chrissy's from the hood. Sarge probably saw a real picture of Chrissy and was like, I don't know. Right? But even if that, okay, fine. Even if all of that's made up, Mr. Z that's a figment of Mr. Z's imagination. All Chrissy and Sarge were YouTube who? What we'll say? YouTube colleagues for a short while. Fine. Everything else is made up. That's in my mind. Fine. But you won't come in and just be like, look, man, I just got an issue with the fact that, and this is why I said what I said yesterday about Ostefco, or was it the day before? You won't just look, the type of black men I find attractive, they just ain't feeling me, so screw them. I'm gonna just go do my Sorla Divester thing. Right? See, we have a real conversation about red pill rage and the overall manosphere, but specifically the black manosphere. We have real conversations about when you get your heart broken, or when you have that epiphany that these women really see you as nothing but a walking wallet and overglorified guard dog. We have a real conversation about what red pill rage look like. We try to talk black men off of that red pill rage, right? We explain to them what's happening. Hey, bro, women are hypergamous. You got to get over that. Right? We have real conversations with them. If they have a good woman, we say, hey, you stay over there. You stay there. Don't mess that up. Right? Not y'all over there. Oh, no. Do y'all have a conversation about low value rates? Goddamn, Raj. Right? Do y'all have a conversation about that? Or do y'all just have y'all little coven over there where y'all just talking crap about black men all day, every day? And y'all like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat? Huh? Just talking crap about black men, fantasizing about some chisel chin Chad who wallet stands taller than him, and he's looking for a woman that look just like you so he could blow all his money on and then show you off to all of his, you know, his white friends so they can be like, "Oh, do you have a sister? I need a woman just like you. I've been in the market for a darker skin, 4C kinky hair, West African featured black woman just like you. I need one of you in my life." Right? Huh. So, Chrissy came out with this, spoke about how this was all a setup, how it's fake. Sarge Really Pete responded, Sarge, they're not just exclusively attracted to Pookie. They're attracted to whatever the hell they're attracted to. And to hell with the consequences until the consequences become unbearable. And that's when any brother is supposed to step in and save them from the cost of the consequences, right? Save them from the consequences. And if that's Pookie, they'll be fine with that. And if that's a square brother, they'll be fine with that too. This is what it looks like. This is what women's liberation and freedom look like. And no, you can't put that toothpaste back in the tube. You got to find the women who have been raised and socialized the right way, or who don't got a million bodies and is reformed. Have fun on that one. But outside of that, that's it. How we say it in Creole? That's it. That's it. This one right here is not really about Pookie and Pookie not being able to afford these type of restaurants and all that other stuff. Not really. It's really not about that. They just want bragging rights, man. It's bragging rights to say, oh, my man bought that for me. My man, that's why, as I keep on saying, a woman could tell you what she did for herself and how she went here and whatever. And the woman that said, my man did this or a man did this for me, always trumps her. At least in that respect, right? And that's all they want. They want to be able to brag and say, oh, yeah, my man bought this for me. My man bought that for me. My man did this for me. That bag, he bought it. That car note, he pays it. Those shoes, he bought it. And to be frank with you, most people don't got it like that. Most men don't have it like that. White, black, Latino, Asian, or otherwise. We just don't. So that's why it's fascinating listening to black women that are subscribed to Chrissy and Chrissy herself just yell about it incessantly. Whether it's rain, sleet, hell, snow, it don't matter. Chrissy's just standing in the same spot talking crap to Negroes and essentially calling Negroes dusty every chance she gets. That's hysterical, Detroit. That was another one that hit. I ain't even gonna read it out loud. Right? Accurate as hell, by the way. Right? But Carlton, that's not where we are right now. That's just not where we are right now. Right? We're not talking about the black woman on that level. We're talking about the Chrissies, the Yannies, the Ebony K. Williams, the aspirational black women who might actually have their own thing going. They might have a couple dollars themselves, but they just want to be kept. In other words, they want to be baller. They want to be ballerific women who have even ballerific men, regardless of the race. Now, for the Chrissies of the world, they would prefer it be a non-black man because that just adds even more to how that's about their ego. That's I'm so desirable. Forget what them Negroes are saying. I'm so desirable. Even a well-to-do, attractive white man wants me. Right? So that's what it's about. It's about, you know, essentially, once again, being able to look down on other people, people, particularly black men. I'm so above it. I'm so above y'all that the well-to-do white man wants to whisk me away and take me out of here. Right? And that's why they charge black men with the black tax. Once again, you did not build Wakanda. You did not make black women what upper middle class and above white women are. And for the unforgivable sin of being black in a white supremacist society and not doing and not literally killing yourself to make black women as a group, particularly dark-skinned black women, the beauty standard for you, dear black men, because it's only been 50 or so years since Jim Crow, but because you didn't turn dark-skinned black women, West African featured black women, because you didn't turn them into what white women are, you will forever have to pay the black tax to women like Chrissy. Right? your job. You had one job, black men. Actually, you had more than one, but you had one job, black men. Never forget all the music you done put out in the movies and just, speaking about how gorgeous black women. Never forget forget the fact that the whole reason the entire planet's talking about ass is because black men, particularly in America. We're not going to talk about that. The whole world talking about ass because of black men. But uh-oh, right? Huh. Once again, what they say, black men in Congress, in US Congress, vote along the lines of women that benefits women even more than white women do. Goddamn. But don't let a little thing like that get in the way of you, Chrissy, and your narrative. Don't let a little thing like that get in the way of your narrative. Nope. Indigo Flow says, and exactly how were we supposed to do that, Mr. Z? Look, we were supposed to win a race war, kick white women, blonde hair, blue eyed, pencil thin, no shape having white women, kick them off the beauty pedestal, and then resurrect in her position. Um, Let me see, who would be Ashley Acuna from the Grapevine. There you go. And by the way, that's no insult to Ashley Acuna from the Grapevine, right? I'm not trying to insult her. I'm saying we were supposed to resurrect Ashley Acuna from the Grapevine's image in Marco Robbie's place. Marco Robbie, whatever her name is. I know, y'all know who I'm talking about. Margot Robbie. Margot Robbie. Yeah. Her face. You were supposed to kick who else they used to drool over? Yeah, her. Yeah, Margot Robbie. Her, kick her off the damn pedestal and put in her place Ashley Acuna from the Grapevine. That's what we were supposed to do, Indigo. We were supposed to win the race war and put Ashley Acuna in Margot Robbie's place. And only then are we quote unquote deserving of a modicum, a speck of respect. Put some respect on my name, right? Carl says, what do black men get in return for doing all of that? A pat on the head. And isn't that good enough? Right? A pat on the head. Isn't that good enough? Huh. Now, will you look at that? Hmm. So, on that note, everybody, we'll pause right here. Yeah, these people don't know what they look. When you see the Chrissy's talk, she's gonna say some things that she knows is inaccurate. She knows she's being disingenuous. It doesn't matter. Chrissy's selling her subscribers on fantasy, man. She will use the one or two stories like the news anchor, darker skinned black woman who had a child, but the white dude proposed to her right there on air. She's going to use stories like that to say, look, it can happen. We having a conversation about probability. That is not the conversation Chrissy and them are having over there. They're having a conversation about possibility. We're talking about probability and what you have to do for that to be probable, if at all. She's having a conversation about possibility. And even if it seems a little impossible, Chrissy will still stretch it because it's about selling fantasy, right? So that's what it is for her. And it wouldn't even matter if women like Chrissy wouldn't defecate on black men also. Wouldn't insult and insinuate some type of inferiority in black men also. Chrissy, black men, from what we can see so far, black men weren't the one who put this young lady and the Indian cat. We're not the ones who put them up to this, right? It's very interesting watching women like Chrissy and how they respond even when black men had nothing to do with nothing. So the sister at the end, they did an interview with the brother, but you notice how these people respond. Whenever there's an issue with black women and non-black men, they respond most to black men's five chuckles after the fact. They're more offended by black men's chuckles after the fact. They're more offended by black men's commentary after the fact. Black men could be nowhere near the story, but the fact that you behind the scenes laughing, or because you're critiquing, or because you're saying, well, we tried to tell you, that's way more offensive. You run a greater foul than the event that happened, whether it's a white man harming a black woman, a Latino man harming a black woman, an Asian man harming a black woman, another woman harming a black woman. Right? Whether that's a black woman harming herself, black men critiquing that, or black men getting their five chuckles in is far more offensive than the actual event. I would like to remind y'all of Miss Frat White Frat Bro black woman, right? The young black woman who, got played by the frat bro. She was more offended by how black men were speaking about the issue than the fact that the white frat bro damn near raped her. Right? And the ruthless heartless revelator, thank you for the super sticker. Thank you for the super sticker. And we see stories like this time and time again. And you're going to see this with Chrissy over and over again. Black men could be nowhere near the story. We saw this with Kayla Nicole, right? Black men nowhere near the story. We got our five chuckles in. We critiqued it, but Chrissy was far more offended by what black men were saying than what white women and white girls were saying. Uh-oh. Right? Huh. Black men nowhere near what's the name of the football player that damn near murdered the black young lady? Black men nowhere near the story. We critique it. We're like, hey, black women, we try to tell you, be careful. And guess what? Black men saying that is far more offensive than the white man that actually put her to sleep. Chad Wheeler. Thank you, Kevin C. Chad Wheeler. Right? So we're going to continue to have these type of stories from the Chrissies. But I say, y'all are going to see a growing, and it's going to be slow. You're going to see a growing amount of women, content creators, and just normal women. They're going to start shouting Chrissy and Yanny them down. Because it's annoying and it's just out of touch. Chrissy talking about, the elders got to, leave the mustard and catch up. Yawn. But Chrissy, are you sure you're not the one out of touch? You talk about luxury. You're wait. Let's get this correct. The marriage rate is going down around the country. The birth rate is going down around the country. We're living through stagflation, inflation, whatever you want to call it. Shout out to Better You who said it. Let's just call it inflation from now on, right? But we're living through that, and you're sure you're not the one out of touch while you talk about essentially luxury swirling dating? What? Are you sure you're not the one out of touch? Are you sure? Swirling luxury dating, which hopefully, for your case and your subscribers and followers' case, leads to marriage, right? Huh. So, on that note, um, Sarge, you know, I think I think you be giving the women way too much passes. They don't mean half the things they say. Their behavior wouldn't have been modified if they grew up in certain situations because their biggest issue is that they're not upper middle class and above white women. They want that social power. That's what it's about. It's about black men collectively winning a race war. You've said it, you know it, Sarge. That's what Chrissy's issue is now. We don't know Chrissy's personal life. You probably know at least 6, 7 years ago. You might have knew better, but you might know her personal life better than the rest of us. But Chrissy coming off like this, right? And it could be very well like you imagine if she really has a degree in marketing. We don't know where she works, but you can imagine she's rubbing elbows with these people and she sees how they're living and where they go, and she's looking at their families, and you think she ain't jealous or envious of that, especially as a black woman who, from my understanding, father is from the Caribbean, African American mom, ADOS mom, coming from the hood. Yeah, she's jealous of what she feels white women are afforded, the way white women get to live, particularly upper middle class white women and above, right? But even if we take that off the table, Chrissy is going to sell this because this is where her bread is buttered. She gotta sell black men ain't ish. She gotta sell that, right? She gotta sell that now, right? What else is she gonna say? And RO, thank you for the super chat. And RO says diversity has always served best interest of black women and white men. Yes, right? You know, diversity for white men benefits them because all of these other non-black men and women, though let's be honest, the women want to be with them and the men will not challenge them. Asian men in America are just really not challenging white systems. They're trying to rise as high as they possibly can in the system, but they're not challenging the system. And for black women who see themselves as in a existential war, right? Um, an existential war against black men to not be the absolute bottom of this racial ethnic hierarchy in America. Um, yeah, diversity and let's call a thing a thing. Locking Negroes up moved a lot of Negroes out the way so that other people could advance in this society. If we really want to call it, you take the access pool of labor, you lock them up, creating revenue, right? You have the correctional officers and the police officers and the detail, all of this stuff, right? Those that build the prisons, maintain the prisons, the janitors, etc. You lock those Negroes away, and then you make space for white women and Latinas and black women and Asian men and Latino men, right? In the labor pool. But black women didn't see it like that. They're too busy calling Negroes dusty while they're still single and lonely because the non-black men still ain't checking for the vast majority of them. Oops. Right? So yes, diversity has benefited primarily white men. Primarily white men. Absolute evil genius stuff. Muaha stuff. But instead of black women getting their mind right and realizing, and I'm gonna say it again, it's fascinating to listen to black women say they're not our men. They trying to say what we say. Yeah, no. Fine. Instead of black women doing for their brothers, they decided to put a thumb in your eye. Right? They thought they could unshackle themselves from being black. Look, we're not like black men. We're black women. We're different. Treat us different. Speak to us different. And how exactly has that worked over the past few decades? Well, it hasn't. There's that part. Right? Oh, uh-oh. And Iron Wolf says, God damn, Iron Wolf. How are we gonna win a race war and most of our soldiers were killed in the womb? Ugh. Questions that need answers. Questions that need answers. I remember when Latinos first surpassed Black Americans as the second largest population in America, and I remember, there was some Black people that kind of lamented it. I'm like, but why? What you thought was going to happen when a large segment of the Latino population are Catholics and they don't have abortions? As a general rule, that doesn't mean no Latinas have it, but yeah. Meanwhile, Black women are like, yeah, take it out. What, are Latinas rolling in dough? Or do they just have a different upbringing? Right? Well, right. And from my understanding, don't black men earn more than Latinos? Aren't black men earning more than Latinos? Especially if you take out the white Latinos who are pretty much white Spanish speaking people, they're white. And then how many Latinas are calling Latinos dusty? Now, don't get it twisted. Them Latinas are definitely on the white penis chase. Oh boy. And there you go. There you go. Ruthless says yes. Better You says yes. Detroit says yes. So yeah, we earn more. So once again, and then the Latino community, they have a what, out of wedlock birth rate of like 50+%. But you let black women tell it, they think they the, queen struggle supreme. They're the ones on the socioeconomic complete bottom, right? Ain't nobody under. This is where standpoint theory come in, right? Nobody could understand their struggle. because an indigenous looking Latina who's all of 4'9", who boyfriend works on roofs, and together they're barely making $50,000 a year. She don't understand the struggle, right? Okay, yeah, that's it. Right? And I only bring that up to say you can't be so hell bent on this standpoint theory that it blinds you to how you sound, how you look, and where you stand in the hierarchy, and how you sound to other people. And I'm tying this right back to the conversation about Cheesecake Factory and how black women were speaking, and then Chrissy comes in to say, and everybody's trying to humble us, and people trying to humble black women, and black men and other black women trying to humble black women. Y'all sound insane. When you speak about these restaurants like you're above it, fine, or they're beneath you, which you're telling other people, when you say, oh, that's not first date level, which you're literally telling probably millions of people in America, not just black people, millions of people in America, oh, I'm better than that. Translation, I'm better than you. Or you wouldn't have a problem with Cheesecake Factory for the first date? Dear Chrissy, you are saying that in so many words. So when people respond to you and your subscribers aggressively, why are you acting shocked and surprised? Don't you got a degree in marketing? Huh. Don't you have a degree in marketing? So you don't. So all of a sudden you don't understand how the way you speak is offensive, right? And RO says, and thank you again for the super chat. RO says, when white men gave black women welfare to kick out black men and be independent single mothers, you also saw a big rise of white men out of out of black town collecting ass from black women. Uh-oh. See, they don't want to talk about that part, right? But even with that, look, we understand where white men sit in the hierarchy. We understand why black women aspire to be with them while other non-white women aspire to be with white men. Cool. But when you listen to black women's rhetoric as just another group of women of color who aspire to be with white men, when you listen to their rhetoric, how can that not be a turnoff for not just black men, but for any regular, normal men in America, which the vast majority of men are? It's interesting listening to Chrissy say the word poverty, right? Now, black women marry men out of poverty. Black people are largely a working, poor, lower middle class people. That's not because of a lack of trying. It's called white supremacy, anti-blackness, Chrissy, which I would suspect is much of the reason why you're not married to a non-black man now. Uh-oh. Huh. So you're talking. I hear you. Fine, right? You spoke about Cheesecake Factory like it was some hole in the wall, roaches running on the counter, little right, disgusting, like it's a dive bar. You know what she spoke about Cheesecake Factory like it's a dive bar you go to with one of your white coworkers or one of your white homeboys out of college, the little dive bar around the corner, and you ignore the roach that you just saw run around the counter, and you still drink your you still drink your drink out of your glass, and you're like, oh my god. She act like that's what Cheesecake Factory is. Y'all taking this wanting to be white women, this myth of white womanhood way too far. Y'all taking it too far, and y'all being too loud. Chrissy, the reason why everyone responded to you and your ilka the way they did is because y'all are being too loud. And how loud you're being is actually offensive. And so when people respond to y'all, you're like, they're trying to humble us. No. Y'all are initiating the offense. You're the one who's initiating being insulting. You're being insulting. It's less that people are trying to humble you. What you're hearing and what you're witnessing is the mirror response to the way you speak. It's interesting because essentially what Chrissy is saying is that this cheesecake video, Cheesecake Factory skit, and the black woman that did this, she did black women no favors. Fine, Chrissy, fine. And all the black women that called into Kevin Samuel's show for 2 years, they did black women favors. And the black women that go on to Daily Wrap Up Crew and sound like a goddamn fool, they do black women favors. The black women that say, I could have me a white man or an Italian man or an Indian man or an Asian man, like she's going into a store saying, okay, I'll take that TV. Women like that, you think they're doing be honest, black women. You know there's like urbanized white dudes, your swaggy brads. You know your swaggy brads and your swaggy Asians and your Latinos, you know they watch some of this stuff too, right? You think y'all doing each other favors by speaking this way when y'all go on these type of things? Huh? Black men don't have to go after your image, black women. I told y'all it's not going to be black men that put a foot in y'all ass. It's going to be white men. Chrissy think it's going to be because of some social justice warrior crap. Nope. So, yeah. You just being too loud. Being way too loud. And no placeholder says, and thank you for the super chat. And once again, thank you for the super chat, Oro. No placeholder says evil genius or lack of sight. They in doo doo no now. They in doo doo now. Okay, I get what you're saying. They're in doo doo now. I think there is some lack of foresight. I do think there is some lack of foresight. I think they're so incensed with their position in this society that makes them incensed with being black, which makes them incensed with black men. That rage causes them to have a lack of foresight. But I do think for the Chrissies of the world, it's not necessarily genius, but she has found a way to capitalize off of this, right? And for the white guys, for the white elite men who rejiggered the entire environment because they felt like there was a threat to their money coming into the 1970s, definitely mid 70s, definitely late 70s and beyond. So they empowered the women over the men because they don't see the women as threats. A couple of them are going to have to feel the burn, but they have so far removed themselves, right? A couple of them are going to feel the burn, a couple. But for the most part, nah, right? And do they like foresight? I mean, I think that they can continue to financially choke people out and there won't be any repercussions because they put the women in front of us and they're using the women as a buffer class. And this is what I'm saying, Vegas. And Vegas says nobody wants to deal with these entitled snobs anymore. Let them rot. And that's my point. And so yes, Sarge, the black tax, right? The black tax. You're absolutely correct. And black women are charging black men with the black tax because we didn't make them upper middle class white women. And that's all it is. Right. And unfortunately for them, like no one can make them upper middle class white women. White men can't do it because once again, she still won't be white. Right. Black men can't do it because once again, most of us are not. Most white men are not. Most Latinos are not. And even most Asians are not. So maybe economically you can get there, but the political position and the social position of upper middle class white women, well, you're going to have to flip the entire system upside down. Have fun doing that. Right? Oh, crap. Spain, man. I don't suggest they do it for their own mental health. If Spain Man says, go read the comments under IR prawn, we'll say, videos and see how white men really think of black women. That didn't come from white men. Yeah, I mean, come from black men. Yeah, no. I would tell them to do that also, but for their own mental health, they can't. Man, look, black women know. They know. They know. They're hoping against all hope, and that's what this really is. They know what the vast majority of white men are on. They know. They know. They're just hoping to meet that one that's not on that. Right? They're hoping to meet that one guy because Paul Wall exists, right? Yes, Gary Owens is now divorced from his wife, but because, or I think they're still going through the process, I'm not sure. But because Gary Owens exists and because Robin Thicke exists, right? Yeah, I know. Of course, I know Paula Patton, they've been separated forever, divorced forever. But still, right? Because Robin Thicke exists and because Paul Wall exists, right? And because Eve's husband exists and because Alexis Ohanian exists, for them it's the once again the possibility, not the probability. Right? Hmm. So they know what white men are on. They know what Latino men are on. They know. Once again, it's just the hope that the one I deal with is not like that. And the hope not only that he's not like that, but that his family is at least cordial with me. And that's all. At the end of the day, that's all. Right? And the ruthless, heartless revelator says, thanks to Chrissy and her ilk, they now have what they wished for: marginalization. Man, look, at the end of the day, if they want to isolate themselves into a corner, um, cool, hoping that white men will come and save them. Maybe there'll be somebody coming, but it's probably gonna be Princello. Uh-oh. Right? To be honest with you, Chrissy's not, I keep on saying Chrissy's not dumb. Chrissy know how many black women are same-sex loving, and she know why they are. She gonna still keep on talking crap. It's not looking good, Chrissy. It just doesn't. Right? So on that note, everybody, um, yeah, y'all like, share, subscribe, hit the thank you button. We'll end it out here. Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. So yes, Sarge, they're gonna hit us with the black tax. They're gonna hit us with the black tax. Not all black women, but the Chrissy and her acolytes, that kind of circle. Oh yeah. And like I said before, I was being a bit facetious, but I was being serious also. Dear black men, these dates are no longer about getting to know her and blah blah blah. Obviously, that's not all black women, right? That's not all women. But for a chunk of, this one is not exclusively black women. They just so goddamn loud about it. But for a good chunk of American women, Western women, oh yeah, those dates, especially that first date, oh, it's about trying to get as much from you as they can. Let's go to this super exclusive, expensive restaurant and let me try to break your wallet. Right? Let me try to break your wallet. Once again, we're not having a conversation about what these systems have done to the minds of women, women in general, black women specifically. Right? Chris, you want to talk about, leave the mustard and catch up. I don't know. You don't want sounding delusional. Right? And on that note, everyone, we'll pause right here. Truly, love, peace, and chicken grease. Right? Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content. And yeah, like I said, we covered this because even in this environment, Chrissy sounds like this. Sarge, I get it. But look, women like Chrissy, their rhetoric should be taken seriously, but they shouldn't be taken seriously. I understand that they're dangerous. Their rhetoric is dangerous, but she's a gaslighting liar. Right? There are times when you need to look at her, but Chrissy's own life, right? She elevated herself to a certain level. She's talking about her luxury apartment, but she's lamenting being in her luxury apartment by herself, while also, saying that she's polygynous or polyamorous. Come on, you can't make this up. One day she kind of slips and tell you, oh, she's dating a white dude, and then you don't hear about the white dude no more because it fell through. One day she'll realize it's her. If she doesn't already, but she's still going to continue to make this content. Can't keep running from yourself. Wherever you go, there you are. Anyway, on that note, everyone, y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content. Once again, assuming that Chrissy is real and, yeah, we'll continue to speak about these type of things, not because of just the person, but to show that we have a sizable chunk of the black community, black women specifically, who regardless of environment, who regardless of circumstance, are still out of touch, and they will advocate and speak in ways that are detrimental to black people in general, black women even, black men definitely, and they don't care about the fallout and the outcome, right? So on that note, we'll truly pause right there. Y'all have a great rest of y'all day. Mr. Z out. All right, everyone. Ah, that's funny, I'm Wolf. That's funny. All right, y'all, I'm out.